Welcome to DeWitt Dunn Financial Services with your host, Cathy DeWitt Dunn.
And good morning and welcome back. I'm Cathy DeWitt Dunn along with Steve Ringo. Thank you so much for joining our show this wonderful morning. We have a guest in our studio, Russell. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Cathy. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning. Yeah, it's great to be here with our WRR listeners. We have some exciting things to talk about, just like we do every weekend, but this weekend is extra special.
It's going to be awesome. I can just tell you, for everybody that's used to listening to their music in the morning, you may hear some music on this show later today. But yeah, it's great to be here. I think it's just so important, throughout all the years, being on the radio, it's hard to believe it's coming up, round numbers, 20 years, but just being able to help the investors and how things have really changed. Russell's had a great opportunity here recently to talk with a lot of our clients about long-term care. Steve, you've had the opportunity to upgrade so many people this past week from variable annuities to fixed indexed annuities and, taking out the risk of a lot of people's portfolios and people that are just sitting in CDs, how you were able to, show them how they could have a better upside without the downside versus just sitting at 2.5%.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, you take a look at a lot of people are currently sitting in fixed income allocation because they're nervous about the market. So to be able to have the ability to participate in the upside, still have that protection in place, is going to put you in a much better situation for your retirement portfolio. Because you're going to talk later on in the show about Warren Buffett. We kind of talked about that earlier before the show today, and the fact that he's saying that you shouldn't, if you can't take 50% loss on your portfolio, you probably shouldn't be in the market.
Well, he said absolutely you shouldn't be in the market.
Right.
You have no business being in the market.
So the nice thing about the Lincoln strategy that we're going to talk about later on today is that we can have some of that greed because our principal is protected. Because when the market moves in a positive direction, we're going to go up with it, and we're going to lock in those returns, and that's going to be our new floor. And when you combine that with no fees, it's really the perfect strategy and solution for your retirement portfolio.
And, for all the people that are sitting in CDs, we got a lot of CD buyers out there. I mean, I think our highest rates are like 3.85. We might have as high as 4%.
Right. We have a 4. There's a 4 out there.
Pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, having an asset that's not correlated whatsoever to the market, knowing that it's growing at 4 with no fee is really something, that you should take a look at. But the other thing is that when I look at long-term care, I can get 4% on my cash value, which is kind of like what a CD rate is that we were just talking about. But then I can leverage maybe $100,000 or $200,000 9 times. What does my rate of return have to be, let's just say in 10 years, to be able to take $100,000 and convert it to $900,000, and also being able to have my cash value growing at 4? Russell, let's talk a little bit about why people need to look at the new long-term care plans, even if they currently have a plan in place, because you have been able to upgrade some people's plans recently.
Yeah, absolutely, Cathy. It's important to reevaluate things, just like someone after so long you need to get a new car or update your cell phone. I mean, let's update your long-term care plan.
I had to update my cell phone this past Sunday. That was quite a disaster. It was painful, but I did it. 2.5 hours.
Yeah, just all the same, technology and things change. Same thing with long-term care. So a lot of people out there, they're still kind of stuck with the long-term care of 15, 20 years ago. It's the kind where you're making your premium payments, your premiums might go up every other year, and you really have nothing to show for it. There's no cash value, there's no death benefit. You're making all these premium payments for 20 to 30 years. You never need it, never use it, you don't get anything back. Well, things have changed. The long-term care plans that we work with today have a growing cash value, as you mentioned. It's a tax-free death benefit. So all the monies that you're paying into the plan with the premium payments, they're not just going down the drain. They're another asset on your sheet, just like any other account that you have. The real trick, though, is now you're not self-insuring for those medical. You're able to shift the risk to the insurance company, leverage your dollar amount for tax-free benefits, and things have really changed with the long-term care.
Well, and I think the biggest thing, too, is being able to also have access to equipment in your home, right? Mm-hmm. And also they'll pay for a caregiver to go get licensed in the event that you have a family member that you want to designate to take care of you. So they can go get licensed, and then that way they can go through an agency and they can be paid. I mean, things have really changed. I mean, and it's changed also in the annuity world and also the brokerage world. Now we're able to monitor other people's portfolios around town. So imagine that. You got a big box retail firm, you're not hearing from your guy, or you're kind of worried about what's happening in the market. Now being able to have a big brother behind watching it, giving you alerts, and also having a backup plan in the event that the market corrects, where it can take you down a couple of notches in your risk tolerance preference, right? And it's automatic. So you don't have to wait to get the guy or the woman on the phone to say, make a change. So, like Michael Jackson, make the change. So, we're able to really help you. So things have really changed. And I'm so excited about 2019 because, this is the year for people that have been doing the same old thing. They've got to really start really looking at their finances and maybe embracing that there might be something else out there.
Cathy, I've got some interesting statistics for our listeners out there today with this technology that's out there. So it's been out there a little while. We've been vetting the process to make sure it's a good fit for our clients, but there's over $38 billion that are currently being managed with 26,000 investors. So that's an average of $1.4 million that an investor has. So it's really more geared for that higher net worth individual. But there was over $2 million, or not 2 million, there was over 2 million text messages that were sent out and notifications in response to the risk that was happening with people's
the last
portfolio.
quarter. Yeah. So I think that's really a nice thing. So it's being driven, and it's based upon what you want to hear, right? It's not just based upon what we think you should hear. So that we'd love to sit down with you to show you how that works. You'd have to come into our office. You'd have to set up an appointment, and there's no cost to you, even if you don't become a client of ours. So no cost, no obligation. So we'd love to sit down with you, and you can consolidate everything. So if you've got some stuff over with one advisor or some money over here, you've got accounts all over the place, we can actually put it all together in one spot. You can still keep it at all your various institutions, but the difference is we have it consolidated onto one plan where you can easily monitor it. And the goal is to really open up your eyes so you can see what's happening before you get your statements and it's happened. So it's taking, it's accountability and working along an advisor that's going to walk you through when the good times are great, they're great. But that's not what this is about. This is about making sure that the risk is being managed appropriately and that your money's going to be there so you can retire later. We're going to go get a quick cup of coffee if you'd like to find out more about our brokerage platform and how we could help you. And we're not talking about a 200-day moving average. I can't even. And if you want to find out more about long-term care life insurance, if you are looking to have some great illustrations for a 501c corporation, give us a call because we can help manage that process along with you too. We have a lot of nonprofits that we're working with through our WRR audience, and we'd love to hear from you today. We're going to go get a quick cup of coffee, but give us a call today at 972-473-4700, and you can call us to schedule your free appointment. Again, that's 972-473-4700. I'm Cathy DeWitt Dunn. That's Steve Ringo, and that's Russell Wilhite. We'll be right back, and if you can't see it, we're videotaping this segment. We'll be right back.